Hey everyone! Today I'm going to look at how AMC's investment in recliner seating affects its break-even point and operating leverage. Basically, this is a cost decision, so I'll be breaking down how fixed costs, pricing, and demand all interact. AMC is spending about $600 million to install recliner seats in around 1,800 theaters. These recliners cut seating capacity by up to 2/3, but at the same time, the upgraded theaters are bringing in a lot more revenue per auditorium, up to about 80%. They're also planning to raise ticket prices by $1 to $2 after the first year. So the main question is, does all of this actually make AMC more profitable? Or is this just a risk that they're taking and they're going to end up losing money? For a little bit of background here, AMC is the largest movie theater chain in the world. They were founded in 1920 in Kansas City, Missouri, and they most recently moved their headquarters over to Leawood across the Kansas border after Kansas offered them incentive, just like they did the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've learned a lot about AMC, or just theaters in general, over the course of this project. So they introduced the multiplex model. And what the multiplex model is you have this one big building with several different screens in it, just like a ton of theaters are today. And AMC has theaters all across the globe. Before we get into the analysis, here are a few quick accounting terms. Break-even point is basically how many tickets AMC has to sell to cover all of its costs. Fixed costs are costs that don't change with sales, like depreciation from installing the recliners or rent of the theater itself. Contribution margin is how much money each ticket contributes toward covering fixed costs. And operating leverage is how sensitive profit is when sales go up or down. And there are some general definitions here on the screen that you can take the time to read through, if you want. The impact of recliner costs. First, the recliners increase fixed costs because of depreciation and higher operating expenses tied to the upgrades. Variable costs per ticket don't really change at first, but from an accounting standpoint, higher fixed costs mean a higher break-even point. In other words, AMC has to bring in more revenue just to cover these costs. So is this risk really worth it? That's the question that we're still trying to solve. Now, upgraded theaters are seeing up to an 80% increase in attendance and revenue per location. This doesn't actually change the break-even point, though. Break-even is based on costs and contribution margin, not how many tickets you actually sell. But practically, higher demand does help AMC reach break-even faster and more consistently. Even though break-even doesn't change, this is still a big deal. More demand means a higher margin of safety, so AMC has a bigger cushion before it starts losing money. And the genius investor Warren Buffett said about the margin of safety that they're the three most important words in investing. So take note of that, anybody who's wanting to make a fortune in their life. After the first year, AMC plans to raise ticket prices by about $1 to $2. That would directly increase the contribution margin per ticket. So because each ticket contributes more toward fixed costs, the break-even point actually goes down. And I attached a very nice graphic of the $1 increase on there. This investment also increases AMC's operating leverage because fixed costs are higher now. That means when sales are strong, profits increase faster. But on the flip side, if sales drop, losses can pile up faster as well. So overall, AMC is taking on more risk with this strategy. Higher fixed costs mean that they need stronger and more consistent sales just to stay above break even. But if demand stays strong, like they're expecting, they actually get much higher profitability because of that operating leverage. So they have a higher potential profit, a stronger performance if demand stays high, but if demand drops, they have all these recliners and nobody to sit in them, so they have a higher break-even point and they're inhibiting their growth from decreased seating capacity. To wrap it up, the recliners increased fixed costs, which raises break even. Higher ticket prices later bring break even back down, and overall operating leverage goes up, so both risk and potential return increase. So really, AMC is betting that higher demand and pricing will outweigh the higher cost structure. And that's my presentation about AMC's decision to install recliners in their theaters. Thank you.